and put through. We also, saw the death of Penguin's mother.
Yes.
And we went off and we saw, that Penguin has went off and has somehow escaped death at least twice.
In one episode.
And, again, I brought this up a couple weeks ago. I said that there's going to come a point where Selena is going to have to rescue Bruce from Silver, and we got to see Silver's the conniving little vixen that, we thought she might be.
I didn't think she was. I knew she was. It was very obvious from the beginning. Anybody involved with Theo has to be twisted like Theo. Now, I'm really interested in one aspect is, Tabitha. Sorry,
who
I'm stuck.
The once and future Tigress.
I'm really stuck on the Walking Dead episode of Tabitha the goat. We lost Tabitha the goat this weekend. It was a very horrifying loss.
Who the heck is Tabitha the goat?
She was a goat in only one episode, but she captured everyone's heart. She bawed like we all wanted her to.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm missing out on nothing.
We won't even go there. But anyway, so, I really want to see, they've developed her in this wicked killer. Like, she actually kills somebody with her heels.
Yeah, that's another member of the little shock team.
Yeah, the hit squad.
Yeah, whatever. I'm
but honestly, just wow, what an episode. And I'm really excited for the rest of the season. Obviously,
absolutely.
It's getting better and better.
I honestly though, I can't see them going to be able to do this for, how could they possibly go off and do this for like another 16 to 18 episodes?
Very easily.
I'm not really sure that they could go off. It almost feels like that they're getting ready to come to a conclusion. I can see this, for the fall, I don't know, season, finale. I have no idea, guys. But I can see, maybe this getting concluded there to a certain degree. I want to go back to Supergirl, though. Just because at the very end of the episode, I found something interesting.
Can we start with how they started the show? This isn't about him. This is about me. Then they continue to reference Superman at every frickin' turn.
Well, they talk about the big difference that Kira points out near the end of the episode is that her cousin prefers to work alone, and she's decided she can't do that, and so she's went off and has circled herself with friends and everything. One of the things is there was a conversation when her sister got kidnapped by who she eventually found out was her aunt. She goes off and Supergirl talks to General Hank Henshaw, I think is, the general. And he goes off and, he says that he had a family once and you can see a lot of pain. And at the end of the episode, you see him walking away from Kira's sister. And his eyes glow. And it dawned on me why he was so sad. He is none other than John Jones. And I'm talking about the Martian Manhunter.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm sure I'm not the only one who caught that. But, it just, a lot of things came, seem real interesting. And it seems to me that the person who's in charge of a group to keep an eye on aliens is, in fact, an alien himself.
Yeah, and not exactly a surprising note. I actually didn't recognize that reference until you mentioned it. I saw the glowing red eyes, and I'm like, this is familiar, but I wasn't quite sure where. And the knife. The knife was definitely familiar.
Well, it was a kryptonite knife, and I find it really interesting, though, is that, her, how could Kara's aunt not know about kryptonite? Her, cousin had been around for, well, not her cousin, but Kara's cousin had been, Superman for, 10, 15 years at this point in the series, since Kara grew up. So, how could, a group of Kryptonians, because it appears, that there's a bunch of them, how could they not know what kryptonite is? I mean,
These are people who have also been imprisoned for so long as well. They were actually imprisoned since Superman and Supergirl left Krypton.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, Kira went off when she escaped the Phantom Zone. That was how that prison, that was stuck in the prison, Phantom Zone also escaped. So I don't quite understand how they wouldn't have known about that, because, Kira was like 12 years old when she left the Phantom Zone, and she's like in her early 20s now. So we're talking at least 10 years.
Don't question TV logic.
I have to. I have to bring this up. I am a journalist, darn it.
I question whether or not it actually was kryptonite.
It would have had to been kryptonite, because kryptonite was the only thing that could really hurt Kryptonians.
I don't know. There's a possibility, if he's the Martian hunter, that it's possible that, it's not kryptonite, that it's actually something else.
She talks about, when her physician took the knife out, and put it on the table by her, she told him to get rid of it because it was making her weak, even being in the same room with it.
Well,
so, that to me is a clear sign that it was kryptonite.
Maybe she's just naive and blind.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. I thought that was really interesting. As we're recording this, Flash was on actually before we even came on the air. I'll try to go off and watch that when I get home tonight. And of course, the latest episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on right now.
And this Sunday, of course, is The Walking Dead, which finally gets interesting again. And
so, I just wanted to go off and bring up some stuff that came from last week's episodes. I just found interesting. You don't watch The Flash, but
I do not.
But you probably would have popped because King Shark had a cameo at the end of the episode. So I thought they kind of teased it a little bit that King Shark might be in the episode at the beginning, and so for him to be revealed at the end of the episode, I thought it was pretty darn cool, especially when you consider that they kind of, in a deleted scene from the series premiere last season, it was revealed that there was actually a deleted scene where Barry Allen is talking to Detective West about a man, that swims in, that was in the water, of course talking about Aquaman. And so I think it was, pretty interesting. And of course they also brought up the alternative universes. Harrison Wells has shown up, and we now have found out who Wally West is and how he fits into everything as well, being the son of Iris's mother, who had kind of abandoned her when she was very little.
Yeah, this would be much more exciting and entertaining if I actually knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just bringing this up because and of course we saw Sarah Lance is back on Arrow. She had been dead for the better part of the season. And so of course she been brought back as this soulless kind of creature. Constantine will be, John Constantine will be on this week's episode of Arrow to, help her get her soul back. And of course, I'm bringing all this stuff up because they're slowly, gradually moving towards the Legends of Tomorrow series.
Yes.
And so, that's why I just wanted to go off.
Which is exciting.
That absolutely. And we see, some messages where the Atom is clearly alive and is trying to get his message out that, looking for help because he's stuck, very small as well. And so, of course, we've seen maybe there's some goodness in Captain Cold, on The Flash and everything. I'm just trying to pack all this stuff in because this right now seems to be a very exciting time, particularly in the Arrow universe. So to speak, because of the direction it's going.
Oh, Arrow definitely is exciting. I don't always watch it, because honestly, there's so much going on, and Tuesdays kind of sucks for watching TV, because we're on air and
we're definitely on air. I know. Again, I'll get home, and of course, there'll be The Flash, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm still watching The Muppets with my wife. It kind of pains me to watch it because, as a big Muppet fan, I don't like this show. I don't like the fact that they're, kind of taking the idea that was used in shows like The Office and trying to recycle it because it just doesn't seem to be working for me.
No, and yeah. But we need to start wrapping it up. It is that time again, folks.
It's that time again. So, again, we brought this up a little bit earlier. You can follow us over on this thing called Twitter.
Yes. So you can follow me, Captain Fizz, at Real CAPT Fizz. So at Real Captain Fizz.
You can follow this loco fellow at That Mask Guy. You can follow the show, the Captain Fizz Mask Guy show at Fizz Mask Show. You can find us on Instagram at Fizz and Mask Show. We're on Facebook, much more active since one of our other producers kind of took over. And you just look up Captain Fizz and Mask Guy. You'll find there. And hey, as we're doing this, we are live on YouTube. So you can look up the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show on YouTube, and you'll find it right there as well.
Yes. I found this magic button that automatically uploads us to YouTube now. Yay!
So there you go, folks. This has been a kind of an experimental episode. Hopefully we'll be able to figure out this music thing soon because, honestly, I know that, you guys like the little break that we have in the middle, and honestly, it gives us a chance to breathe for about 60 seconds.
Who needs breathing?
So, you know what? Thanks, guys, for listening, and in the meantime, and in between time, I say good night, God bless, and may the Force be with you.
And as always, stay frosty, my people. Good night!
Good night, everybody!